Congress has laid the foundation for the President-elect's economic recovery plan, as we were talking about, voting to release TARP 2 for the financial industry, unveiling the stimulus package as well. Talking about $800 billion plus, $825 was thrown around yesterday. We've talked to Mike McCarty from Meridian Equity. He's with us this morning as well, as is Daniel Frishberg from Frishberg. We talk often from Chicago, the CME, but good to see you in person here in New York. Thanks for coming in. Let's talk TARP and the funds. Now, the money's going to be released. The funny thing is, we were looking at a breakdown of how this money has been used so far. Troubled asset relief program. Haven't seen any troubled assets bought. Maybe that's a possibility this time around, or no? What do you think?
Well, all I can say is if you look at where they put the money, every time they put the money in something, it goes down further. Every time they subsidize an industry, the industry breaks down. And the multiplier effect that they're all counting on, the Keynesian multiplier, they should have had, based on what they've done before, about a 6 or 7% bump in the GDP already. It isn't happening.
It's
and
not.
And the reason is because every time they take money from one guy, they're taking it from somebody and giving it to somebody else.
We're looking at some of the money here that's been unveiled. $550 billion in new spending, $275, Mike, in tax cuts. There's been, and total of $825, which was this congressional stimulus package, which may or may not come to fruition. But this idea of tax cuts, the president-elect's throwing around a higher number, $300 billion, I believe. Now it seems like the Democrats in Congress are saying, you're going a little overboard here on these tax cuts. That's not our plan. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think they would prefer it in spending. Because there's your pork. There we get to pay off everybody. Because particularly in Congress, we're already looking forward to another election. And I think that's the concern, or at least from my perspective, is that this is going to turn into just one big pork belly boondoggle before it's all over.
What about the markets and the way that they'll react here to this? Because this will be the story now for the next few weeks. It looks like it'll be signed in pretty quickly. Inauguration day's on Tuesday. Well, how does that affect the market psychology and the way people are trading, you think, Daniel?
People haven't really been trading on fundamentals or changes in value at all. They've been trading like a pendulum. They get oversold and people buy, and then they get overbought and people sell. And I think we're going to have this moment of being oversold, too extended to the downside. So you're going to have a rush of demand. As luck would have it, it's concurrent with the new president coming in, and so he's going to look pretty good for a little while. But I don't think it's necessarily his policies that are moving it. It is simply that we've run out of people who want to sell based on this story.
And then we go back, the pendulum goes the other way, All right, so you guys will have a chance to talk to Jen about the markets and those levels. A lot of technical stuff going on the last couple of days later on in the hour.